Habits can help you soar to success or keep you panting on the treadmill, with success always out of reach. They're sneaky too. Because habits are automatic, they kick in before you can stop to think about how they're going to help you or hurt you in the long run. Today's lesson will help you. Today we will answer these questions. How are your spending habits working for you? What are your good and bad spending habits? What influences how you spend your money? You will use what you learned today to write a personal money motto to guide your spending habits.
Meet Michael and Selena. Michael lives with his mom and two sisters. Since his mom's work hours were cut a few months ago, he's pretty much been on his own money-wise. He worked 2 jobs last summer to pay cash for a reliable used car, so he doesn't have a car payment. He's back to only 1 job now that school has started again, and he's struggling to cover his expenses. Plus save for college, which he hopes to enter next year. Selena's a freshman who lives with her parents, has a brother in college, and doesn't worry much about money. She loves to shop with her friends, and she earns a little money from occasional babysitting and pet sitting jobs. But she mostly relies on the bank of mom and dad to get money as she needs it. Michael and Selena are going to join us as we talk about money, how to make the most of your dollars so you can avoid financial stress and get more of what you want out of life. You're lucky. The adults in your life didn't have guides like this one back when they were in school, and they can probably tell you about some major money blunders they've made and would love to forget. So, master the lessons here, and you'll get a head start on being in charge of your money and your life. It's time to get to your first activity. You'll be asked to examine your money habits and then decide if they're sensible or unwise. Let's look at 2 examples. Let's say that one of your money habits is stopping for fast food on the way home from school every day. Or let's look at another money habit: putting spare change in a jar every night. No doubt you recognize that spending money on fast food every day is unwise, whereas saving spare change is sensible. What are your money habits? Let's find out. Click on My Money Habits in the activity list.
The problem with unwise habits is the short and long-term impact they have on your life. Say you're Selena, and you spend $3 on iced coffees after school 5 days a week. How much is Selena spending a week on iced coffees? How much is she spending in a school year?
Each week Selena is spending $15 on coffees. That's $540 every school year.
And what does she really have to show for all the money she spent? She could have spent that amount on clothes or a laptop. It's not that spending money on iced coffees or fast food is necessarily bad. It's okay to have things you enjoy in life. The question is, could you enjoy certain things less frequently to afford other things you'd enjoy in your life even more?
Go back to your last activity to look at your money habits. Think about how each habit could affect you in the future. For each unwise habit you listed, write down a sensible habit to replace it. Ever open your wallet to pay for something and realize you were down to your last dollar? You get flustered trying to figure out another way to pay, and, in the meantime, your brain is racing to grasp, where'd the rest of my money go? The good news is that the thief will be super easy to catch. Just look in the mirror. Then remind yourself how even little expenses add up fast. Of course, the only way to be sure of where your money goes is to track your spending. So, put on your detective hat and start keeping what's called a spending log. In it, you'll record everything you spend money on and how much you spend each day. When you review the list, you can bet that your findings will be an eye-opener. How much money did you spend in the past week? What did you buy? List what you spent money on in the past week or month and use the information to gather evidence in the case of your disappearing dollars. If you're diligent about keeping it, your spending log will reveal a lot about your money habits, good and bad. It'll also give you a wealth of clues about how to reach your financial goals faster and more effectively.
Let's talk about what may be the most important topic in this lesson: needs and wants, and how they differ. What are needs? Well, they're essential things we need for our health and security. They include water, food, shelter, and transportation. Can you think of other necessities? Wants, on the other hand, are non-essential things that may make life easier or fun, but aren't truly necessary. Things like entertainment, recreation, snacks, or air conditioning. I'm sure you can think of other items like this. It's time to revisit Michael and talk about a dilemma he faced. Excited about getting a raise, Michael went to get a new pair of soccer cleats. He spotted a jacket that looked good on him and decided that because he was now earning more at work, why not buy it too? A few days later, a friend reminded him about concert tickets they were supposed to buy the next day. Michael had totally forgotten, and now he didn't have the money. He couldn't wait until payday later in the week, because the concert was expected to sell out in hours. As he was kicking himself for buying the jacket, he thought of his grandmother, who was always lecturing about the importance of waiting until you know you can afford something, also known as delayed gratification. Waiting has always been a challenge for Michael. But now he saw her point. Waiting a week to buy the jacket would have been much better than the situation he was now in, especially if he ended up disappointing his friend and missing the concert. Like Michael, have you ever impulsively bought something, then remembered you needed the money for something else? Waiting isn't a punishment, it's just smart money sense. It gives you time to think through your purchase before you spend the money. By taking the time to make sure you really do want the item, and will actually use, or wear, it, you then can buy with the peace of mind of knowing that you won't regret your purchase later. There are benefits to waiting to buy something. Can you think of 2 or 3 reasons to hold off on a purchase? When Michael mentioned his dilemma to his mom, she asked if he needed the jacket. He said, kind of. She replied, you can't kind of need something, Michael. Either you do or you don't. Which is it? Well, I do have a jacket, but it's getting kind of ratty, Michael said. His mom went to the closet to get the old jacket. This jacket is fine. All it needs is a wash, she said. Michael admitted that she was right. He had wanted the new jacket, but he didn't need it. Like Michael, we all have a habit of saying we need things we really don't. Needs are things that are essential to your health and security. You need food, water, a place to live, clothes to wear, and money to pay for it all. Wants make life more interesting and fun, but you can get by without them. Everyone has wants, and that's okay. But when money is tight, needs have to come first. The difference can be tricky sometimes. If Michael's jacket really had been in bad shape or no longer fit him, a new jacket would have been a need. But because that wasn't the case, the new jacket was a want. An item can be considered a need if it's essential to getting a need. For example, you most likely don't need transportation for your health or safety. But when you need a job to pay for necessities like food and rent, and having a reliable way to get to work is required to keep that job, then transportation also becomes a need.
So when you're thinking about buying something, you should first stop and think. Consider, do I need this or just want it? If I don't need it, why do I want it? Exactly when will I use or wear it? Can I find this for less somewhere else? What might I have to give up if I buy this now?
Sometimes, the decision about whether something is a need or a want depends on your values, the ideas and beliefs that are most important or most meaningful to you. You probably don't realize it, but all your thoughts, decisions, and actions reflect what you value and how much you value it. Because many influences shape what we value, everyone's set of values is different. For example, financial security is a basic need everyone has. But what that means is different to each of us. Selena has financial security from her parents right now. When she needs money, they usually give it to her. She worries about what she'll do when they stop helping her out. So she's decided she needs to save some money. Basically, that saved money is what will make her feel financially secure, so she can live on her own after graduation. Michael's steady part-time job helps him feel more financially secure right now, although he still gets stressed out about money. One of his top values is independence. He believes that a job that pays twice as much as he's earning now would help him feel secure enough that he wouldn't need to rely on anyone else for money. Let's take a look at your values. Open the activity, My Values. Write down some things that are important to you. Then add why they are important to you. In 30 words or less, write a catchy personal money motto. A rule to live by that inspires you to stick to sensible spending habits that match your values. Need an example? Apple's motto is Think Different. The Three Musketeers' motto was All for one, one for all. Go ahead and create your own motto now.